Chapter 1, Who is Transcending the Tribulation? Translator, Henyi Translations Editor, Henyi Translations. Zhengyang City, at 4 p.m. The sun was supposed to be shining brightly, but the sky was covered with thick dark clouds. It was as dark as night. Accompanied by the dark clouds, there were gusts of wind one after another with lightning and thunder in the distance, as if it was the end of the world. Feng Jun sat in the staff dormitory while gazing out of the window. He put the beer bottle in his hand down on the table and sighed heavily. Damn, who's transcending the tribulation? Feng Jun wasn't a cultivator. He was just a fan of web novels, and he was complaining at this moment only because he was extremely upset. He was going to quit his job. Feng Jun was 24 years old this year and graduated from Jiangxia University with a double degree in Chinese and Business Administration. Although there were more undergraduates in cities than ever after the increase in university admittance, he was still very outstanding among his peers since he could get a double degree in a prestigious university after 4 years. However, after graduating from university, he was unemployed. He first went to the southern city where his girlfriend was to work for 2 years before coming to Zhengyang City by himself once he had an abundance of experience. The company he was currently working for was Hongjia Culture and Entertainment Company, Ltd. He didn't understand why a fitness club needed to be named with the word culture, probably because culture and sports had something in common. In other words, Feng Jun was now working at Hongjia Fitness Club. He wasn't a legendary fitness coach who had sexual relationships with countless beautiful women. Instead, he was only responsible for reception, errands, and cleaning. Fitness instructors needed a certificate, and Hongjia Fitness Club was a legal shop. It was very famous in Zhengyang City. Feng Jun was able to get this job because firstly, there was a shortage of young and strong laborers in the market, and secondly, it was because he had a good appearance and a comparatively strong build. Unfortunately, he didn't know that he needed a certificate to be a fitness coach until he successfully got the job. It was a piece of sad news. As a result, a double-degree owner ended up being a lackey in a fitness club. Even though he was a lackey, he still had good luck. During the first 3 months of his job, several middle-aged and elderly women showed interest in him, but Feng Jun refused because their purpose wasn't so simple. Most importantly, they were too ugly and smelly to be acceptable. Some fitness coaches laughed at him for his traditional values. He was a poor postgraduate, but he refused to sell his body for money. Actually, a graduate with a double degree wasn't the same thing as a postgraduate. Anyway, Feng Jun was different from his colleagues in Hongjia F. Chapter 2, QQ Farm. Feng Jun got his phone for free. Not only was it slow, but it also took a long time for it to be fully charged. Due to the lack of fast charging technology, the phone could barely get fully charged in 4 hours, and it could only be used for 1.5 to 2 days. If he kept using his phone, its charge wouldn't be enough for a single day. What Feng Jun was curious about was how could his old phone be fully charged in about 2 hours. He was so curious that he even forgot he was about to lose his job. Feng Jun was a guy who liked to read web novels. Actually, this choice was a last resort. He also liked pastimes like clubbing and so on, but those hobbies were too expensive. Reading was cheaper. Did I just experience the legendary fortuitous encounter? Feng Jun really couldn't control himself not to have that idea. After all, he seemed to be fine after being struck by the lightning. He tried to make a call to his colleague, Wang Haifeng. The fact proved that his phone was also fine, and he could even hear that Wang Haifeng wasn't in a good mood. Wang Haifeng was comparatively close to him in Hongjia Fitness Club. Although he was also in his 20s, he had a coach qualification and outstanding professional skills in fitness. They were similar in age but were very different in status. Luckily, it didn't affect their friendship. Feng Jun complained about what happened today and said that he wanted to quit the job. Coach Wang absent-mindedly replied, "Oh, did Lu Shuming bully you? I'll teach him a lesson then." Lu Shuming was just an ordinary fitness coach, and he was more than 30 years old. Although his muscles were quite noticeable, he was no match for Wang Haifeng if they really fought against each other. Feng Jun put down the phone and mumbled, "This guy is upset because of something. Anyway, it had nothing to do with him, and he should make a decision as to whether he should go to work tomorrow." Although Hongjia Fitness Club was in the service industry, it was still relatively fair. For the highly mobile attendants, they could have a daily salary. If Feng Jun resigned tomorrow, he could have a wage of more than 20 days. However, the new finance accountant was troublesome and might complain about it for a long time. More importantly, if he resigned, he had to find a place to live by himself tomorrow night, which would cost money. "Well, there aren't many good people in Hongjia," Feng Jun muttered while scanning the phone. It was charged quickly, so could it lose power fast too? When he looked at the screen of his phone, he saw the mobile QQ, and he suddenly remembered that the vegetables in his QQ farm hadn't been harvested yet. Feng Jun installed the application in order to please the boss of Hongjia. To be specific, he wanted to curry favor with the boss of Hongjia. Zhang Weihong liked to ski.